Johnny Evans, Johnny Boy, aka Johnny Boy, is apparently back at Manchester United. I'm happy. I'm happy to see Johnny Boy being back at Manchester United. But what does this mean for Harry Maguire? We've seen links today coming out, which I have confirmed. There is firm interest from Chelsea for Harry Maguire. God, what a day. What a silly season. We have a lot of things to digest. I wasn't supposed to be here today. I was supposed to do a little bit chill today, did a little bit morning update, but, it is silly season and, you just have to come out and talk about it as a community. But before we continue, people, take a sip on your coffees, whatever you're drinking, smash the like, subscribe if you haven't. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Good evening, people. Welcome back. Mick Ruby here again. It's been a crazy day. It's been a fantastic day in terms of what's going on in the transfer market. Manchester United are starting to do bits in the market. We all seen it. We all witness it, and people are complaining. Let dogs lie, according to my opinion, because at the end of the day, if you assess how we're approaching the transfer market this time around, is a total different ball game. We have an astute negotiator in the likes of Matt Hargreaves. We've seen how he got Mason Mount over the line in early June, July actually. When was the last time we did that signing? It was pretty much a Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We've seen Onana is over the line. It's been astute negotiation. Never did we overpay anything. It was the way we are negotiating right now is a different strategy. Instead of going in, wishy-washy, bids here, bids rejected. No, Manchester United with Matt Hargreaves are astute in negotiating, like, to the bottom line in terms of image rights, in terms of personal terms, in terms of payment structure. So when they do come in with a bid, it is a bid that everyone has agreed on, and that is one bid and bid accepted. This is the difference from Manchester United with Matt Hargreaves at the helms at the moment, and this is what we've seen for the likes of Hojlund as well. But before we continue, guys, this is me flying solo and without the VR room in the background here. I want to give it a massive shout out. Like, let's see who is in the house as well. Let's see. Well, Jamie Wayne is in the house, one of our moderator. Fringe at the fucking bridge. That's what we're saying, Jamie. Like, I sort of mentioned that a few weeks ago. We better get rid of the fringe players, but in this case, without being nasty, Colin, we better get rid of the fridge players. Jarle is in the house all the way from Norway. It would be good for Maguire to leave, but I think he's staying. And who knows? Maybe Evans gets a one-year contract, but for now he has 1 month contract. I don't really understand. Have anyone see the length of the contract? Because at the end of the day, you need an experienced player to come in, and we will talk about the Jarle as well. RJ is in the house. Big up, RJ. Director Me is in the house with Foufana out for whole season. An opportunity just opened up for Chelsea. 80 million. 100% Director Me. And I wish you would be part of that sales negotiation team, because why? You know what? Why should we sell our players for lesser value? Because we're Manchester United. People know that we are not a good at selling club. When everyone can flog their players for 50, 60, 80. Harry Maguire is a homegrown talent. Rest assured, homegrown talent, England international. Who would take him? I don't know, but he's clearly not a favorable player with Erik ten Hag. By stripping off his captaincy, by sitting down with him and an agent to say, look, you know what, mate, the door is out there. The agent turns back to say, you know what, we have 2 years left on the contract, pay us out. Typical normal. This is what an agent will do. Like, okay, give us 20 million and we will not stink it up the place. We'll take that 20 million and we will start looking for another club. Standard practice from an agent perspective. Nigel Flynn is in the house. I know it's about transfers, 7 p.m. Lads, but Bloomberg saying an update is imminent on the takeover. Surely we know in next 48 hours. Nigel, it's getting boring. It's getting so freaking boring, especially me. I've been doing this takeover podcast and investigations, speaking to people, just trying to provide a voice of reasoning. And it's been 10 months, 9 months. I'm just tired of it. It is what it is, my friend. And all I've been saying is I've been getting stick today. People believe what they believe. The panic button is there. Some people say that, Glazer's not going to stay. Glazers are staying. There's no way. I told you so. At the end of the day, it's what you believe as an individual. Like, I presented everything, all the facts, the details, the financial curves, and it's in my opinion that the Glazers cannot stay in this club. It is my belief that Glazers had made a deal, and what Bloomberg and everyone is saying, it is Sheikh Yassim 92 Holding Foundation. It is what it is. And I don't want to be that clickbait person to say, I told you so, XYZ. No, it's basically to provide a voice of reasoning. Whatever I present, fact A, fact B, and at the end of the day, in the middle, there is the truth. And it's up to you how you digest, who you believe, but take it with a pinch of salt, right? We all seen it, how the media is spinning. And same goes with the transfer market. The Manchester United players are linked to that it's agents talk, paper talk. It's a catch-22 situation. At the end of the day, they make money on your mental health, and that is my opinion. But regarding the takeover, kiss it out. What will be. But one thing is important: we have to assemble a squad to compete this season. That's what matters, because we are a football club. We know that we want Glazers out 100%. That's what we're here for as well. Get the clowns out. But you know what? We have to back tenhag's playing style and the players that he wants, but we have to compete next summer, and the Glazers will leave. I'm very confident that we will get new owners very, very soon. When it will be, have no idea. Nobody knows. Would it make sense to announce it in the middle of the transfer season? No, according to my opinion, it doesn't. Why? Because even if the new owners comes in and clears the debt, you only have 50 million pounds to spend on, according to the FFP. Perhaps, as what we deluded yesterday, that you allow Erik ten Hag and John Murtough and the recruitment team to get the main targets over the line, which is always been Onana, 100%. Onana, oh, that's my name. And then you get the likes of Mason Mount or Mountain Dew. Get Rasmus Hojlund over the line. That is the three key striker targets. Three key targets that he had on his list. First targets, to be fair, and then we move on to an Amrabat, which is going to be an easy deal to be made. We will dive into that later, and then perhaps you can announce it, because then you pretty much done your business, and pretty much then the signature signing, what Sheikh Yassim 92 Holding wants, will be perhaps a Harry Kane at the end of the window, because all of a sudden the money is there. That's just my opinion. That is the way I see it. But because I say it doesn't need to be so. I just report what the media has been saying. I have my ears on the ground, speaking to intermediate market, speaking to the people close to the deal. And at what is this stays today is that nobody will tell you when the announcement will be. It's a guarded secrecy. Not even journalists know. Nobody knows. So we just have to wait and see. Enough of this takeover talks, because it's getting boring. I don't really want to do this. I don't want to talk about it anymore, because we have to play football, and we are playing tomorrow. So Jonathan Lindenberg in the house saying Evans is better than Maguire and he's older than him. It's got 100%, mate. He adds on the experience, and we're going to talk about that as well. But I just want to continue. Dan Smith is also in the house. Takeover won't be announced until the window closed. That is my theory as well. That is my theory, and we spoke deeply about this yesterday as well. Maddie is in the house as well. Hi all, hi to you, Maddie. How are you going? Listen, I apologize. Normally we go live streaming at 10 p.m. It is an extra bonus, because there's been a lot of things going on today, and it's our duty to report back to the community, to the global Manchester United fan base. And Maddie is also saying that give contract to Evans means more money, and for the second striker, it could be. But let's talk about that story. While the iron is hot. Imagine that you have been told, that you are a surplus for requirement. Let's say you're Harry Maguire, you're forced out of the door. the cheaper option would be to bring a Jonny Evans that is 35 years of age, 34, 35, adds on the experience to the squad. He might not start, but he might be the fourth, fifth centre back choice. He's happy to do that. He's out of contract. Maybe we keep him for a year or two, see how it goes. And upsy days, we don't have to recruit, more centre backs. We are good in that department. If you look at it, we have Licha, we have Varane, we have Luke Shaw that can play there as well on the Leach's position. We have Lindelof, and plus we have a what do you call it, Taden Mengi, as well as a youngster to be bled in, and adding on an extra leader on the pitch, which is Jonny Evans. He understands. He comes for Fergie era. He understands what Manchester United is all about. He is a Manchester United player. So welcome back, Jonny Evans. It's far more better than a Harry Maguire, according to my opinion, if you're going to play a fourth, fifth choice centre back. So let me know what you think. This is my thoughts and feelings, to be honest. Andy Cooper is in the house. Big up, Andy Cooper. Big up to all of you in the community. Chitty's also. Foufana is made of glass, like Martial. Yeah, but apparently, if we're going to dive into that story, you know what? I just made a call today just to verify if the Chelsea link has legs. Apparently it has. And you're right, Foufana got injured. That ruined Todd Bowley's plans. Who is available? Harry Maguire, bish bash bosh. Or it can also be that, the agents in Manchester United are trying to pressure West Ham to say, look, you came in with a bid to say loan bid. We said, no, we want to sell him for minimum 45 million pounds. That's what he's worth. We paid 80 million for him. If you don't want him, maybe somebody else will do it. So it's actually putting on a little bidding war. For me, it is perfect to create a little bit of bidding war for a player that it's a little bit dubious. I'm no critic of Harry Maguire, but I'm a critic that he does not fit in Erik ten Hag's system. And what I want is best for the club. I want to see the best assembled team that Ten Hag can get this summer. And clearly, he has the operating power to do so. It's been clearly said the fire sale is going on. We've seen even today that no other than Alex Telles has been linked out to Saudi Arabia for 10 million pounds. Get it over the line. Get it over the line. So now when we're starting to look at it, the outs is so important. Very, very important. Because those money can then be generated into buying like Amrabat. Amrabat is currently waiting for this to be shaped. They are in advanced negotiations. They know the situation. Amrabat wants to play with Ten Hag. Fiorentina has given the green light that he's not part of the plans. He's got 12 months left on his contract. They are trying to get a 30 million euro for Amrabat, but that's never going to happen. With 12 months left on his contract, I think he will go for 20 million euros plus some potential add-ons. So we will see about that one. It's very exciting to be a Manchester United fan at this point of time. Some people might not agree with me. Some people might say that, Mick, you're delusional. We are the same Manchester United. Hit the panic button. We are shit. I understand that because by human nature, it is so natural to hit the defense button first to prepare yourself for the disaster prior to happen. So basically, you are training your mind that, hey, it ain't going to happen. So if it doesn't happen, you will not get disappointed. I understand that. So, bonjour, messieurs. Bonjour, Jason, Manchester United forever. Spear. Bonjour to you as well, wherever you are chatting from. Harry is also in the house. When's Maguire leaving? Big question. I mean, the window is 50 more days to go. So there's plenty of time to get that over the line. I personally would think that is a great move. Whatever Harry Maguire goes, I'm looking at the player's perspective. Surely you don't want to stay there and sit on the bench. Surely you don't want to play football. And surely you want to get into the Euro and play for England, which you love, absolutely love. He loves playing for Southgate. And Southgate will only pick him if he gets, if he has playing time. That's what Southgate said. So where will he go? Who will take him? Will Chelsea take him? 100%. Todd Bowley is crazy. We know who Todd Bowley is. He likes to splash the cash. So, I mean, obviously they're still struggling to get Casado over the line. I think they submitted a 70 million bid for Casado, which was rejected. So it's going to be interesting what they're seeing, because they are doing a little bit of a risky business, madness, getting rid of players, but then you have to also fill that squad to please the likes of the new gaffer as well. So Maurizio Pochettino, God bless him, I love him. He's doing great, but I think he's going to struggle this season. I don't see Chelsea being challenging for top four this season at all. They are currently in a rebuild and massive exodus as well. So you're getting rid of the kids. What are you going to build it up with? You got to have a 27 strong squad to compete. And currently, Conte is going, Kovacic, all them players are going to midfield. And you have the likes of Enzo Fernandez in there. So who is Enzo Fernandez going to play with? That's what I'm trying to say. But we're not here to talk about Chelsea. I want to say hello to Lisa Jensen from Denmark. Evening, everyone. Big up to all of you. This is Mick Ruby flying solo today. And Jonathan Liljeberg, he says, this is in Swedish. Jag vill bara säga att din kanal gjorde mig mer hypad än The United Stand, men jag kollar fortfarande på han när han blir klara med spelare matcher. Men du förtjänar sub så du bara vet det. Thank you. In translation, live Google translation, what Jonathan is saying all the way from Swedish. He said he just wanted to express his gratitude to say that your channel is making me super hyped and happy, more than United Stand, but I still look at the United Stand XYZ. Listen, all the respect to all the channel content creators. Like what they do, what they say is their channel. Like I have all respect for the United Stand and what they've built, right? But what I'm trying to provide here is something totally different. It's all about providing real opinions, allowing you to be you, no cancellation policy, and just bringing back positivity back to football, right? It's just the way they used to be. Like bring back Manchester United back to the glory days. And I do understand a lot of fan base been suffering from PTSD, but if I can be the motion sickness pill to provide you a different angle to sort of block that mental health, that's a sort of a victory in itself. And if you like this content, if you like what we're doing, it's a big up. Thank you so much. So that's what we're all about. So if you do find this interesting, tell other people to join this community as well, because we're constantly growing. We are on the road for 20k. We surpassed the 15k on Friday, which was a birthday as well. So big up to all of you. We would not be here without you and the VR room and the community. So Manlu Tatata is here as well. Maguire will learn a lot from Silva at Chelsea. Yeah, imagine him playing with the Thiago Silva, who is about 37, right? Alien Tenno is in the house. Hello, Evans back at United. Who spiked my beer? It's not a dream, Peter. It's not a dream. Nobody spiked your beer. It's true. It's been out there. It's reported. It's clear and obviously very reported, because there's articles confirming that One Football, Graham Bailey's confirmed it and all that jazz, to be honest. So, I mean, let me know. Are you excited? Are you excited to have good old Johnny Boy back at Manchester United? I mean, of course, it's funny because we pinched Maguire from Leicester, and Johnny Evans went there and did better than Maguire, and now he's kind of back at Manchester United. For how long, I don't know, but clearly he did so good at Leicester. No, it wasn't bad. Johnny Evans was a good player, Obviously, let's see what he can add to the squad, but definitely what he will add to the squad is his maturity. He's a leader, and in a squad you need leaders everywhere. That's what my opinion as well. Let's see. British media, according to RJ, don't know anything about the takeover or Onana or Hojlund deals. Well, you can argue that. Based on what? Based on the past reports? Yes. Based on they do have targets to write, editorial pressure? Yes, they do. They have, their job is to produce stories, and all it takes is a little bit of a rumor. You hear something you're sitting in a pub, and you hear somebody talking about the takeover, that's all it takes. And then you create that story, and it's a domino effect. And all of a sudden you will see everyone will follow that lead, because that's just the way it is. Onana, I would say that no panic. I thought that Onana deal was swiftly handled comparing to in the past when you had Matt Judge. How long did that Onana deal take to complete? 2-3 weeks approximately. And again, United is operating under total different stewardship and total different negotiation tactics. As I was saying right here, right now, is that United is not going to waste their time. United is going to come in with one bid, and that bid has been discussed, agreed, handshaked on. So when you do come in with a bid, it's done deal. It's just signed a contract. So in the past, we used to dilly-dally. We used to agree the terms, then used to haggle with the club, sending one proposal that got rejected until we got to the third proposal. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is, coming in the middle with the club, negotiating. We saw that with Mason Mount. Chelsea was not stupid. They wanted like 70, 80. That was never going to happen, right? So what you do, you discuss, you negotiate, and you come to a price what the seller has in mind, the bottom line. But you will always inflate the price. Let's, for instance, you are putting your house on for sale. You know that you want 1 million for your house, but you put 1,400,000 just in case. That if you get that, that's a bonus. Oopsie days. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the negotiation and what the bid is, and you kind of agree. And that is exactly also what's going on, as what reported yesterday. And we've been following this with Rasmus Hojlund. Now, lo and behold, today, this morning, a lot of reports coming out, including Fabrizio Romano, to say that Rasmus Hojlund is advanced. Yes, it is. It's been always in parallel negotiations with Onana. So that proves that Manchester United can do more than one bid at a time. It is the simple strategy, what they are applying to, talking to the likes of Lee Congerton, talking to likes of the agent Kees Plogsma from CEG. Play wants only Manchester United. Play has made his mind. He wants to have that move. Ten Hag is pushing for that move to get him over the line so he can join the preseason tour as well. Very important. So they are speeding up the negotiations. And what it is at the end of the day is the same principle as just described before, that it's they have a price figure in the mind. They say, oh, let's charge 80 million. But in the back of the mind, they're thinking, if we can get 45, 50 million for him, we take that. So I believe that the price will kind of end up, in terms of how they're negotiating the payment structure right now, the image rights, everything to get this over the line, is going to land around 50 million pounds, to be honest. 50 million pounds all on. And that means like they might offer some add-ons because he's still a young player, like KPIs, achievable targets. If you scored the first 30 goals, Atalanta gets extra money, XYZ. But to charge 80 million for a talent that has not proven himself as of yet. He had completed third quarter in Atalanta, but they see the value of him. If he stays another year, he will be a £100 million player. Fairly square, you can recognize that. But at the end of the day, that's not a valid point, and that argument fails in terms of when you're negotiating for the player. You will look at your current stats. Yes, you will understand the needs. Can we add on more money? And at the end of the day, it's a sort of a gentleman's agreement. I see this being a very, very hot topic. I said 75% from right now on, according to my opinion, according to what I've been hearing as well. So will this be a speedy process? We will yet to see. But that is kind of the latest from Hojlund, and it's been correlated by major journalists as well to say this is on. But what I've been doing is to speaking to intermediate markets just to get a confirmation at the end of the day. Lilius United, sorry, I'm all alone, no Qatar, no success, simple as that. We will see about that, mate. Lisa Jensen, evening all. Listen, I got to catch up with all of you, what you are saying at the end of the day. I'm totally alone. Nobody's here. Yeah, some people, Lilius is saying like, Evans or, better than Harry, Calgary. Yeah, but what is going to end? How does it end up? Like, and does anyone know how long his contract will be? Normally they will offer him like, a six to 1 year contract. Ivo is in the house as well. Never seen Ivo Bosic, Dobroveche. We should be able to get 30 million easy from Chelsea for Maguire. 100%. I mean, Ivo, you're spot on there, mate. You're spot on. That's the thing. Like, Harry Maguire, homegrown talent, fills the homegrown quota, England international, plays for Manchester United. Of course, he's not favored in Ten Hag's system, but that doesn't mean you should pay less for him, right? We paid 80 million for him. Why can't we get 50, 60? I mean, even if we get 40, 45, 50, that's good enough. Like, that's getting rid of the problem. And on the other hand, what the agents are trying to do from Harry Maguire is to say that, you know what, he's got still 2 years of the contract. If you want us to leave, pay us the 20 million up front, the difference, and we're happy to go. So that's a lot of moving components that needs to be solved. But the first point is to establish the interest from other clubs in order to get rid of Harry Maguire, because he deserves to play football. At the end of the day, he's a footballer, and that's what he should be doing. So thank you for your comment as well. Yeah, you're saying also that, ACL, Jesus, out for the season. That makes sense. But we shouldn't loan him out. We shouldn't be library FC. Like, at the end of the day, we should be able to sell our players. Milos Mitic is also in the house. Dobro večer, pozdrav Miki. Dobro večer, Miloše. Yes. We also got Liquor in the front, Parker in the rear, Jonny Evans. Jonny boy is back. It's going to be interesting because apparently he's going to play. I think he's going to play tomorrow, wasn't it, guys? And he's going to be part of the tour, so that's going to be interesting. Love cats was what cats? I also have a cat. Do you hear my cat meowing? Because my cat is trying to break in. Like, he went out. He's got one of these hatches from behind, so he can go in the garden. But he's kind of a little bit of a terrorist, so he never comes back the same way. So he always stands outside my window and meowing. And currently, I'm totally alone, so he's meowing outside my window. So I cannot leave while I'm at these helms. Lisa, everyone, hope you're well. Listen, from London, UK, woohoo! We have London in the house. Carl is in the house. Big up for all of you. This is just me today. Like, Jarvis is with his family in South Carolina. I send him a link if he wants to jump on. If anyone wants to come in and have a say, just let me know and I will post the link. Lucifer Morningstar, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Aaron Yeba, Amrabat is the real deal. Yes. Which leads me to the next thing. Amrabat, all right? This is, nobody believed when we started to report this about Amrabat. We were the first one on this channel to actually talk about Amrabat. And they said there's genuine interest. And that was kind of played down. So we even did an Amrabat special. And lo and behold, Amrabat, Manchester United, is on. He is a tenhag target. He is a person that tenhag knows well. At Utrecht, for instance, if you remember, he gave Amrabat his debut at the first team at Utrecht. So yeah, this is a player that tenhag knows well. I'm surprised that nobody's picking up this this player. He's on cheap. 1 year left on his contract. Fiorentina doesn't want him. His agent and Manchester United are talking. As a matter of fact, they already had conversation back in the January window, but it was more for a loan deal, which Fiorentina blocked and said, no, only for sales. So Manchester United said, we're coming back in the summer for you, and that's what's going on. But the first priority first, because we already signed Mason Mount in the midfield, we are working on the Onana is done deal. We are working now to get Rasmus Hojlund, the striker, and secondary is to get the second midfielder. I mean, if you look at what Chelsea is paying, silly money, 100 million for a Declan Rice, commodity player, according to my opinion. If you look at the stats comparing to such as Declan Rice and Amrabat, they are like for like, very much like for like. And Amrabat is a tank. He's a beast. He will run through big brick walls. Great profile, great athleticism, and be moments where we can play Amrabat in a double pivot with Casemiro, but be also moments when Casemiro needs a rest and Amrabat can do that. Would you take him for 20 million? And another thing that I also want to discuss about, because there was an article that came out today regarding Kobe Mainoo. He ain't going anywhere, people. Kobe's not going alone. tenhag has him in plan. He will play the second or third understudy to Casemiro. So I'm excited about that. I want to see more about Kobe Mainoo, because so far what I've seen in the preseason and those appearances he appeared at Old Trafford has been sublime. The kid is 18 years of age, but he plays like a 25-year-old. He's got a physical stature like he's 25 already, mature, playing with such a cool, composed manner. He's cool as a cucumber. So we're going back to the Manchester United mantra, like, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And this is what I believe, people. This is what I believe. I hope you're doing fantastically well. Let me have a sip of my coffee because I'm talking. Listen, Compost Murphy isn't in the house. We don't know. Let me know if anyone hears how long Evans' contract will be. Let us know, right? Harvey's saying Amrabat for 25 million is a steal, but he'll go missing when AFCON starts, though. Yeah, but even if he goes missing, we still have coverage there, Harv. Like, if Kobe Mainu is staying there, we're fit for fight there as well. We still have the likes of Casemiro as well. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. He's meowing outside. Feel sorry for him, mate. Madhouse is in the house. Hi and all. How are you doing? How are you doing, Madhouse? Yeah, it's absolutely what you're saying, Marv. It's as long as if Casemiro doesn't get sent off twice again. Oh, do you guys remember that? Oh my God, what an agenda! And apparently, Mike Dean, the head coach referee, has resigned, so he's not going to be there anymore. There was something that we missed that happened last week. So the VR room, hopefully, will get mic'd up. We're going to see more understandable rulings, and they're going to even launch a show to discuss certain cases where we're actually going to hear what the VR room is talking about. But I want it to be like, in the rugby union, rugby league, when you can actually hear the refs talking. And if you do, excuse me, people, I need to open for my cat because he's absolutely terrorizing. Bear me with me for a second. I'm just going to open the door because nobody's here. Mick is totally alone in the house. I need to open for my cat, Mish. Hang on a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yes, and I'm back. And talking about a terrorist, this is my cat. He's 4-footed. He can play through balls. He's good at interceptions, but he's also good at asking for food and to come in through the door. So personal terms, not a problem. As long as you feed him a lot, give him lots of love, he will give you lots of respect back. So thank you a lot. Thank you for the patience. We're about to continue, and he's still here terrorizing. He wants to get off my face because he wants to have all the attention from his owner. To be honest, let me see. Let me catch up with all the comments. Yeah, let me see. Mike Dean, something about Mike Dean always had an agenda against us. Yes, Peter, absolutely correct. And it was like, if you remember that, like, who was in the VR room when it happened? Jesus Christ, who was the one sending off? I mean, the VR room has been so dubious last season, so silly. I just want to see clarity. I want to see, like, clear, like, handballing rules, clear offside rules, clear red cards. And I also want to see something in repercussion about scissor tackles. If you can get red carded for, playing with your studs, like, high tackles with your studs, of course you should look at scissor tackles, because I think it was 3 scissor tackles that ruined the season of three of our Manchester United players this season alone, including Donny van de Beek. And we've seen what they did to likes of Ericsson, Andy Carroll's ugly tackles. Those tackles shouldn't exist. Those tackles were happening in the 80s and the 70s when you used to play that rough football, right? Listen, people saying talk sport, talk shite. It ain't matter. They can talk whatever they want. That's the thing. Everyone can talk whatever they want. And at the end of the day, it is up to you what you want to believe. It's the eye of the beholder. It's the whatever music, whatever you choose, you want to believe. But you should always, apply your own logic and reasoning, do your own research to find out. Like, that's what it is for, guys. Kim Min-jae actually been announced today, and that's unfortunate. Kim Min-jae, Bayern Munich, they triggered the release clause, and we were not at the races at that point. We were heavily linked to him, but the first priority signings was to get at least the goalkeeper over the line, to get the midfielder over the line. look at the strikers. So for me, the center back was a bonus, right? And who fit the profile was Kim Min-jae. So at the end of the day, guys, if you look at what we currently have, I'm confident with Onana. That is a brick wall now. That is solidified that defense. That people are going to struggle. Our opponent's going to be struggling then. So if Old Trafford was a fortress, De Gea, with all due respect, 9 goals conceded at Old Trafford, you will see a total different play with Onana. All of a sudden we are going to play 30 yards higher up the pitch. We're going to start playing a 3-1-6, meaning we're going to dominate the ball. We're going to have more ball possessions, and we're going to have a system in place with different interchangeable players. I'm excited to see the likes of, Garnacho coming back, another mature season. Fantastic, the youngster, the likes of Kobe Mainu, the likes of potentially Amad Diallo if he's in the squad, or Palestri, or we got good players, basically. We got good players. So it's all about getting the right system players for Ten Hag. And if we get Amrabat in, for instance, if we get a Hojlund in, we are good to go. We are good to go. That's my opinion, though. City is not really strengthening. They're getting a little bit weaker. Arsenal is doing Arsenal bits. Will they challenge? Yeah, they'll be in top 4. We have Champions League to think about, adding on that experience. I think certainly if we get a good start of the season, we'll be right up there, at least to contend for the Premier League title this season alone. Because the way I'm thinking, the only way from here is up. Yeah, if we finish 3rd, what's the next logical step? 2nd, 1st. But I would just say that have no expectations. Let the team be the team. Support the team, for fuck's sake. That's what we're here for. Support the gaffer, and we should be good to go. That's just my opinion, though. Let's see. Do you think we'll sign Japanese keeper Suzuki? Yes, and a Yamaha as well. I want a Yamaha, please. Yeah, it looks. Dean Henderson is going out. That's another thing that we need to talk about. Nottingham Forest wants him. That's another 20-30 million pounds we can sell him for. Bringing in a younger Suzuki that plays, and that's the reason why I think Suzuki fits the bill. It's cheap, but he's very, very similar to Onana. So what if something happens to Onana, or you need to play a cup game? You want a keeper that is kind of a spitting image of Onana. So a ball playing sweeper keeper, good shot stopper, and he fits the bill. So we're about to see that. But if they do, I'll be very happy, because this is a signing that a player that I never heard of, and that's what excites me. This is what I want to see Manchester United do. Not to go for the galactical signings, the clear and obvious, but go for more the players that we didn't expect Ten Hag to go for, or players that we didn't hear about. This excites me, right? And going back to the old Fergie way to give the youth a chance. I'm talking about the class of 23 instead of class of 92, 93. We're just kind of slowly getting the experienced players like Jonny Evans. We have warriors on the pitch. But at the same time, Ten Hag has said, the ones that I want to keep are the youngsters, is potential world-class players. So that's going to be very interesting to see who those players are after we complete the preseason tour. But that's kind of astute, because Ten Hag doesn't want to play with, he doesn't work with more than 27, 28 people squad anyway. So he doesn't want to have a bloated squad. But it's equally important that the youngsters get chance. And I think that we will see a different Ten Hag 2.0 with Onana as a signing this season alone. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think. I'm not worried. The reason why I thought Ten Hag didn't rotate much last season, because he didn't have any trust. There was people that were not playing his rules and principles, his style of football. So there were certain players that he could only trust to do what he asked them to do. And that's why we didn't see much of rotation. And on the other hand, fatigue played a part. It was a weird season with the World Cup in the middle of everything, in the middle of the winter. God, we played like 3, 4, 5 games in a week. That was just brutal, right? Brutal. Composite Smurf is saying that, hang on, let's start with Simon. Forrest offered a loan for Henderson. Yeah, that's absolutely right. This is what we should do. Simon, we are not a library FC. Enough of that library FC. We should be able to sell. Who do they think they are? Loan us this player. No. Like Alex Reed is saying, with this, 100%, 100%, 100%. What John Johnson is saying, Henderson is the only player we're looking to sell. Oh, no, it's not that. We want the top 3, 25 million. Yeah. No, John Johnson, it's not the only player we're looking to sell. I mean, we're talking about Scott McTominay out, Fred is out. We have Harry Maguire out. We have the likes of Alex Telles out, 10 million to Al Nasser, to Saudi Arabia. Who's to say at the dying minute that Anthony Martial will not be sold to Saudi Arabia? Who's that to say? Saudi is doing madness at the moment. Saudi is building a league. They want players from the Premier League. They are willing to pay the money. We yet not heard anything about potential links for, the likes of Anthony Martial. Doesn't mean that Martial is kind of staying. Doesn't mean that we need a little bit of that senior player reliance if we get the Hojlund in. Doesn't mean that might be the case. Will he play a second fiddle, or will he start and then we'll do interchange? I don't know. I don't sit there on the plans. What's going to happen to Mason Greenwood? Will he stay? It's yet to be seen. But thinking like this, everything about this team right now, about this manager, about how we're going forward, excites me. Why? Because this is Ten Hag's style. We haven't seen nothing yet. What we saw last season and how we finished third was a great achievement. We've got a silverware under one season under Erik ten Hag. But wait a minute. This is just scratching the surface. As I always said, Ten Hag came in last season with a blank piece of canvas. He refused to have Rangnick as a consultant because he wanted to, make up his own mind. He came in, slapped a little bit of Fred on that canvas, slapped a little bit of a Maguire, that didn't work, slapped a little bit of Casemiro, good. Eriksen, injuries, wiped the canvas off. I mean, clearly he saw what was not working, and behind the scenes he was thinking, not good enough. Even with David De Gea, Golden Glove and everything, but simply not good enough for Ten Hag and what he wants to achieve. So for me, this summer, he wiped that canvas clean and he went to the market to buy fresh new acrylic paint to finish off the masterpiece that he has in his mind, the picture. And that is the picture that he is transcending over to the players, the mentality. He always speaks about his rules and principles. And some people might argue, why did we get rid of Iqbal? Well, maybe not everyone is adhering to his rules and principle. Just give you an example. He kept Garnacho out of the squad to work for his place because he reckoned he had not the right attitude. So what Ten Hag likes to do is just not recruit people for the ability, but also the attitude. Attitude plays a good part of football. Just take Romelu Lukaku, for instance. Romelu Lukaku, some might people say, he's kicking up a fuss right now. It's too egoistic. How the hell are you thinking, right? Chelsea bought you for 100 million. You kicked up a fuss at Chelsea, went to Inter on a loan and acting like you're the Don, right? And now you're going to speak to Juventus and Inter found out about it. And now you're apologizing, retracting your statement. And they basically said, fuck off. Seriously, vendetta. So what's going to happen with Chelsea? That is a headache for them because they clearly don't want Romelu Lukaku back in the squad, but he is contractually speaking a Chelsea player. And if Inter don't want him anymore, he has to go back to Chelsea, Donny. That's a headache. And that is what I'm saying with Chelsea at the moment. They're in the mud. They're trying to sell a lot of players to free up funds to clear the FFP so they can go out and buy a striker or another midfielder like Casado, but they have a big uphill battle. And what's going on with Jurgen Klopp? I don't really give a flop, to be honest. I'm not really looking what our rivals are doing. I'm just looking what we are doing, people. That's what matters. Bits and pieces, short stream. People are liking Jonny Evans way better than Maguire, says Marcus. 100% agree. He offers something, right? He offers. I have a super chat from Marcus as well. Sorry, Marcus, if I missed. I agree. Jonny Evans way better than Maguire, 100%. And I do echo what you say. And thank you for your super chat, Marcus. Big up, Marcus. Thank you for your super chat. And we agree, and we discussed this here, that he adds a different leadership to the squad because hey, you're going on the preseason tour, you have a lot of youngsters, and what else? You need to have a leader. 35, 34, maybe it's his last dance saloon. 1 year contract with United, good to go, retire. You know, his career basically started with United as well, so what better way is to finish off with United? Good stuff. Guys, if you know what the contract is, because that was announced today, but nobody really knows how long. Listen, Ivo Bosic is back in the house to say Kogo Furachi from Celtic would be a good cheap striker option that suits Erik ten Hag's style. Yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, like, as I'm saying, I keep advising the fan base to say we are not the recruitment team. We are just the consumers of the game. But imagine if we had a say, like, if there was a vote, say, transfer window is open, and put a vote in, like Manchester United, say, who do you want to go for the midfield target? Here's an option. Here's a target. You vote, and we go buy for it. Now, that wouldn't be Ten Hag signing, would it? It would be the fan signing. So remember that. We will always want to have the players that Ten Hag would like to have that fits his style and system. So, Ellie and Tenor, what are you saying? Donny is in the team tomorrow. Yay! I'm the guardian of Donny van de Beek. Celtic are looking at him. Yeah, I hope they does well. The lad deserves some look. As I always say, I am the guardian of the galaxy, or guardian of Donny van de Beek, because I do apply some logic to it. I do apply empathy to Donny, because when Donny was bought in for 35 million from Ajax, it clearly was not an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing. He busted his balls to get into the team. Solskjaer wasn't picking him, right? Everyone was saying how good he was in training, how professional. He wouldn't like to kick up a fuss. He's a little bit timid, pleasant guy, nice guy. Came on in and did an interview. I think it was on the United stand, not on United stand, the paddock, I think it was. And he didn't get a chance. Then he facilitated a move over to, Everton. First 4 games, fantastic. Player of the match, man of the match. Got injured again. Seriously, like, this bad luck. He came back under Erik ten Hag. Think was looking dandy, like, he's going back to his father, his papa, Erik ten Hag. Early season, gets an ugly tackle and out. So I'm just hoping that if he stays, this will be a pivotal moment for him and his career to prove the fan base what Donny van de Beek is all about, to be honest. If not, sell him. If not, put him on the loan. At the end of the day, I just wish him all the best. And same thing goes with Jadon Sancho as well. Yeah, he spoke to Rio on Vibe for 5. Yes, 100% he did. Yeah, he deserves a break, what people are saying. Smash a like if you haven't. It's just me alone, flying solo. I lost my wingman today. We always call ourselves Goose and Maverick, or Maverick and Goose, but today is only Maverick flying solo. Lord Voldemort in the house from Potter Chronicles. Feel sorry for Donny. Hope he gets sorted soon. Me too. Big up, community. You're such amazing community, and we are here because your opinions matters. Your opinion matters at the end of the day. And I wasn't supposed to do this stream. Just want to talk about the news and what's going on. I think it's very important that it's clear and obvious to see. I'm not going to talk about the takeover, done and dusted, not want to talk about that, but it's clear and obvious that what you're seeing right now, people, is that Ten Hag is getting his first targets. Since when did we see any gaffer get his first target? Mourinho tried, they wouldn't back him. He kicked up a fuss, they got rid of him. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he was a yes man. We've seen what Ole is. Amazing legend, amazing striker, but as a manager, finishing second in the COVID season, well, we saw what Liverpool, they won the league on the COVID pandemic season with no fans in the crowd. So I'm not really bothered, to be honest. I'm only bothered to see that Ten Hag gets his first choice targets. And it's going to be interesting next couple of weeks to follow. Onana is over the line. Big up for that. Hojlund next. And we are almost like, rate that transfer season. If we get an Amrabat, I would rate that, transfer window 9 out of 10, to be honest. Depending on I will give it a 10 out of 10 if we manage to get our deadwoods out, That's what matters as well, because we failed to do that in the past as well. So, yeah, maybe if Donny to the Italian league, potentially, that's kind of, if we loan him out, like, that's a sort of a slow embedding back to the rhythm, to be honest. And same with Mason Greenwood as well. Like, do remember that Greenwood hasn't kicked the ball for over 12 months, so surely he's rusty. Ability is there, motor skills is there, but the lad needs to play, and I don't know, maybe a loan out to Italy, to Juve, for instance. I know that they are looking to sell, like, Vlahovic, so it would be something to sort of get a top class striker to come back to his feet again. I don't know. Hit the like and subscribe button. I think we will sign 7 players. Well. Listen, I hope you all had a fantastic say. I just came in to give you back today, and I did prepare some slides and stuff like that, but there's no point, because at the end of the day, what's been said and done, if nothing else happens, Teles to Al Nasser, Saudi Arabia, off you go, no buyback clause. That is money in the bank. Henderson out as well. We're looking for Fred McTominay also. Depends on what Fulham and West Ham wants. I know that David Moyes wants both Fred and McTominay, and he tried to do a cheeky one to ask for a loan deal for Maguire, but United says straight up, no, we're selling these players. We know you have money. You just sold Declan Rice. You have 105 million to burn, so don't take us to the cleaner, mate. Pay up. So it's our time to be the little bit of the bastards on the transfer market. I would say so. And Palhinha also, Fulham, people wants him as well. West Ham wants him. I know West Ham was also looking for a Juve midfielder. So it's going to be interesting to see how it opens out. Because remember, people, transfer market is a very fluid, interlinked. People are waiting for certain players to move. So it's a chain of command at the end of the day. It's funny if you understood, right? So how links are deal with each other. As soon as there's now, Declan Rice been sold, now West Ham is going to move. And hopefully they will get Harry Maguire. Is that Chelsea a paper talk in a way that to push West Ham to go for it? Yeah, hope so. Will Saudi come in for a Harry Maguire or one of our players? Why not? Because what matters is now, once you get the Hojlund in, it's all about the outs. And once you clear the outs, you'll get an Amrabat in, or potentially a Harry Kane. Regarding Harry Kane, PSG links, maybe that's a paper talk as well. I don't see him going anywhere. I don't see him. Apparently, he made some commitment to Bayern Munich, but at the end of the day, what the player decides is where the player is going to go. Daniel Levy cannot hinder him for signing a contract to Manchester United. It's down to the player. He cannot pick which club he should go to, and that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. Guys, please, you've been amazing. Thank you for all the support. I just came in to say my prayers, and hopefully we will have an interesting week ahead. If I would say, I will watch the Rasmus Hojlund very, very carefully. I would say from now on, we will see something very fast developing. It's all about negotiation. It's all about meeting the price, the upfront payment, the payment structure. Payment terms has already been agreed with Hojlund. But if we get a Rasmus Hojlund, I'll be very excited. It's probably not the senior striker that you're looking for, but it's definitely somebody that can add on 15 goals in the first season. And the boy has great genes and DNA. I mean, if you look at his father, he was a elite player in Denmark. His mother was a elite tracksuit runner. So the boy has athleticism. He's strong as an ox. He might be 20, but he looks like a giant, a 25-year body, muscular. That's going to put some frightening to the defense. This has been Mick Roby from Mufc Realist TV. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for all the super chat. Thanks, Simon Heron, Elian Tenno, Lord Voldemort. Thank you for all of you. Ramo is in the house as well. Maulin Patel. I don't want to miss out on anyone. Brain Man. Yeah, I forgot to mention you, Brian. But anyway, Lisa, Yalle Marling, Dunn Smith, RJ, everyone, the regulars, the moderators, Baller, Heron, thanks for everything. This was an extra non-planned stream, but I felt obliged because once I saw that Evans, I just have to come and have my say. This has been Mick Ruby for Mufc Realist TV. Catch us tomorrow at the For No Bullshit United with Jarvis Cocker and myself, and we might have some surprise guests. But this is me having my say, and hopefully I made your day. Stay beautiful to each other, be nice to each other on the social, and we should see you very, very soon. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV.